Forget the moon landing of '69. China is about to redefine space history with a permanent moon base, leaving NASA's Artemis program in the lunar dust.
China announcing this morning they plan to have astronauts on the moon by the end of the decade.
Take Chang'e 4, for example. It was the first mission to land on the far side of the moon. Launched on December 7, 2018, it touched down on January 3, 2019. The landing site was the Von Karman crater in the South Pole, Aitken Basin. The rover, U-22, had a special radar to look under the moon's surface, and it's been driving around covering a distance of 1.455 kilometers as of January 2023. But Chang'e 4 wasn't just about landing and roving. It carried an experiment that made cotton seeds sprout on the moon.
They have actually grown for the first time a very, very small plant on the moon.
That's a first and a big step for future space farming. While it blows your mind, wait for Chang'e 5. This mission was all about grabbing samples and getting them back to Earth. Launched in November 2020, it landed, drilled, and collected about 4 pounds of samples. These samples came from a young volcanic mount called Mons Rumke. Scientists are buzzing because these rocks could tell us a lot about the moon's history. Both missions had clear goals. Chang'e 4 wanted to explore the far side and even grow plants. Chang'e 5 aimed to bring back fresh samples, and they both nailed it.
And with it, the first lunar samples in more than 45 years.
China's not just in the space race, they're setting the pace. That's the scoop on China's recent moon missions. Now let's zoom out and see how these missions fit into China's grand plan for space exploration. Stepping back, we can see that they've been nurturing a grand vision since 2004, unfolding through a well-thought-out 3-phase lunar expansion program. Moving into the initial phase, it's all about getting a closer look at our moon. Chang'e 1 and Chang'e 2 were the pioneers here, giving us detailed maps and a peek into the moon's chemical makeup, setting the stage for what was to come. Then we glide into the second phase, where things really start to get hands-on. Here, Chang'e 3 and Chang'e 4 take the lead. In 2013, Chang'e 3 introduced us to U2, a rover that gave us a ground-level tour of a small part of the moon, even indulging in a bit of stargazing with some ultraviolet observations. Meanwhile, Chang'e 4 stepped out of the shadows of being a backup to Chang'e 3 to make history by touching down on the moon's far side in 2019. But as we forge ahead, we reach the crescendo of this grand plan, the third phase, where things get a bit dusty, moon dust to be precise. Chang'e 5 was the hero here.
An unmanned spacecraft has returned to Earth safely, carrying rocks and soil from the moon.
Venturing to the moon and returning with a hefty 17 kilograms of lunar soil in 2020, giving us a tangible piece of our nearest celestial neighbor. But hold on, this isn't the end of the road. China's already gearing up for the next big leap, with eyes set firmly on the moon's south pole. Around 2024, we're expecting to see Chang'e 6, Chang'e 7, and Chang'e 8 take flight, diving deeper into scientific research and resource exploration, and keeping us all on the edge of our seats as we witness the next chapter in space exploration unfold. China is all set to throw a party like no other. And it's not just about a quick jaunt to the moon. They're planning to weave a story that'll be told for generations. In 2029, we're not just marking another year, we're celebrating the 80th birthday of the People's Republic of China, and they're going all out by sending their taikonauts to have a little chat with the moon. But this isn't a hit and run. China is setting up a cozy meetup between humans and robots on the moon, kind of like a friendly neighborhood gathering but in space. And guess where this grand show is happening? The lunar South Pole. It's not just a pretty face. This place is the jackpot of resources like water ice. It's the hotspot for kicking off adventures into the unknown, and maybe, just maybe, it'll be the birthplace of a new home away from home. China's Long March 10 is still in development, but it's already making waves. Designed to launch China's next-generation crewed spacecraft and future crewed lunar landers, this rocket is a cornerstone of China's ambitious space program, known as Project 921. While we don't have exact payload figures yet, the successful test firings indicate that China is on the right track. So in the grand scheme of things, Long March 10 is shaping up to be China's ticket to becoming a major player in space exploration. It's not just about the moon. This rocket is part of a bigger plan to make China a space superpower. But the moon isn't the only celestial body in China's sights. Next, we'll explore what China aims to do beyond the moon. Trust me, their plans are out of this world. Speaking of ambitious plans, here's a headline for you. China is building a permanent base on the moon by the 2030s. Yeah, you heard that right, permanent. As in it's going to stick around for a while. And they're not just stopping at a base. They've got a whole series of missions planned before the end of this decade to set the stage for the International Lunar Research Station, ILRS. What's even more impressive, they're teaming up with global partners. Countries like Russia, Pakistan, and the United Arab Emirates are already on board, with more nations like Malaysia and Venezuela showing interest. But how exactly is China's tech playing a role in this? Next up, we'll dive into how China's space tech is giving them the upper hand. Now, while China's making strides, let's switch gears and talk about NASA. Now, don't get me wrong, NASA's Artemis program has some lofty goals, but it's been a bumpy ride. First off, the program's estimated cost is a jaw-dropping $93 billion through 2025. And that's not all, there have been delays. The first moon landing mission, initially targeted for 2024, is now likely to happen no earlier than 2026. Yeah, you heard that right, 2026. Legal challenges and lawsuits have added to the delays, and let's not forget the lack of a detailed plan for a US moon base. While China is laying out a roadmap for a permanent lunar presence, NASA is still figuring out the basics. They've got a lunar orbit staging post called Gateway in the works, but even that's facing delays. Next, we'll explore how China's tech game is giving them the edge in this new space race.
A new space race is heating up, and China is vying to challenge the supremacy of the...
So what are we seeing in the bigger picture? NASA's got ambition, but it's tangled in red tape, budget constraints, and a lack of a clear, detailed plan. Meanwhile, China is not just planning, they're executing, and they're doing it fast. But there's another layer to this unfolding narrative that could potentially tip the scales in the space race. For example, politics. That will decide the winner of the space race. You see, China has a political system that's built for the long haul. Their government can make a plan today and stick to it for decades. No flip-flopping, no second guessing. When they say they're going to the moon, Mars, or beyond, you better believe they've got a blueprint locked and loaded. Contrast this with the situation stateside. Now let's look at the US. It's a different ballgame over there. Every 4 to 8 years, a new administration comes in, and guess what? Priorities can change. One president might be all about going to Mars, and the next might say, hold up, let's focus on Earth first. This back and forth makes it hard to stick to a long-term space plan. It's like trying to win a marathon but changing your shoes every mile. You're not making it easy on yourself. While the US seems to be caught in a bit of a loop, China is sprinting ahead with eyes firmly on the prize. It's becoming clearer that they've got what it takes to win this space race. If you enjoyed this little journey through the cosmos and want to stay updated on all things space, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. See you in the next video.